All right, we are here at the track at Seattle, Washington, and we're doing the track walk. This is definitely a suspension track. You gotta figure out the suspension to get this track right. It's a very high-speed track with a 10-second long bank behind us here. And the key on this track is obviously to get the bank, because it's 50% of the track basically, but also the infield. You kind of need to dial in two very different scenarios. So that's what we're talking a little bit about now, like what line should we pick? Like, obviously the judges want us to be at certain places, but there's different ways to approach every zone different.
The bank's really important as far as like tire consumption, and staying on the bank and making it easy to drive is another thing. The guys that are just standing on left foot and the cars are wavering, or you'll see them drive down, drive back up, or guys in the chase are kind of doing the same thing. That's more when the car is not asymmetrically set up, or it's not asymmetrically set up enough. So we'll do things like wheel spacer on the left rear, we'll do things like a stiffer shock on the left rear, play with a couple of different, like dynamic changes, but that's all to aid the car driving around the bank and not down the bank. But unfortunately, when you cross over to the infield, everything that you do to help you on the bank now negates you on the infield. So you have a completely different car going to the left now than you do to the right. And then at the same time, you have a much shorter, smaller switchback to the right. And then now everything that you have for a big track needs to be for a small track. And so you kind of have to pick these fine lines. And that's what we were just discussing, is how the car should do really well on the bank. But it's going to be tricky from inner clip to outer zone 4 just because of the changes. And that would be probably the only spot that we're more concerned with on the setup of the car and playing with things. And that's where we were just discussing. That's one transition and one very small spot of the track versus a very large spot of the track. So we're sitting here thinking about not so much of a car change or a chassis or suspension change, but how to approach that as a driver's aspect, and what we can do together to manipulate certain things or do small changes versus such an abrupt change to make that part of the track better.
We're in a seating bracket, so if we can win seating, that will at least boost the confidence quite a lot, and
we'll get some laps too,
and get some decent laps, extra practice for sure. So I'm feeling confident that we will make it, and with the changes FD has done to the track, I think it's a lot for the better. So excited to go out and try it, so why not, let's just hit the track. There, we've done 3 laps so far. It's not been perfect by any means. Still trying to figure out the car setup wise, like just getting used to it, and also the changes of the track. So there's definitely more to go. The car feels like on rails on the bank, which is super nice. Wish that I had a little bit more side bite going into outer 3, but that could also be fixed with some line adjustments. So fairly happy so far to only done 3 laps, but there's definitely a lot more to work with here, and the majority of work is sitting right here. Hi, Simon Olsen here, and I want to welcome Liqui-Moly as our official oil partner of the year. I've been using Liqui-Moly myself for many years and always been super happy with it, and super stoked that they are now an official partner of the FD program. set.
Will get a bye run, so the Norwegian pilot on Kenton Tires is going to get the bye run. He will advance on, so it'll be Simon Olsen versus Jonathan Hurst in the Grade 8. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Simon Olsen, Jonathan Hurst, the battle. Two friends, no way. Gloves are off. Bare knuckle fight. Going that first outside zone. Look at Simon Olsen, brother. Slingshotting. That car is on rails. Holy cow. Oh, he overcooked. Burnt the meatloaf. Meatloaf, what is Norwegian Meatloaf doing out here? Wow, into that inside clip. Simon was dialed though. From a distance, that looks really good. All right, let's get it tight and right, fellas. Come on, who's moving on to the final four here in our seating brackets? There goes the Cadillac out front, XLR, and Simon, look at just chomping at the bit, ready to get after it. There goes the Mr. Cool Cadillac, second outside zone. I feel like maybe Simon didn't have a reference look in the rearview mirror earlier, but now, yeah, Hurst grinding. Woo! Simon, it is loud right now. Dude, 4th of July was just a bit ago, but here we go. Simon Olsen, slide him left, Hurst slide him right, and there goes Simon Olsen. Gets the victory. Simon Olsen, Odie Bakshi's former members, or team members, excuse me, from last year, but now, Simon Olsen out front. Look at this, pulling away, and this is what I'm talking, dude. Simon's car is just so different from when he drove it previously from joining Odie Bakshi's, and now look at, I mean, boom, puts it right in there. Second and third outside zone into that front clip. Now navigating in that final clip, Odie Bakshi's knows what's expected, has to back up. So look at this. I expect a big, nasty lead run. He has something to prove here to himself, to the fans. Again, a lot of people look at it, and there, car settled. It's just, it looks like a photo. I mean, that was just a still photo. You can take an old-timey photo with a big powder right there. And that third outside zone, Simon Olsen doesn't get to that outside zone. Now, on the inside clip, let's see outside zone 4. Simon does a better job executing that zone in the chase than Odie did. Finishing third place, Mr. Simon Olsen. Simon Olsen getting third place.
All right, we got third. Hard, tough fought battle with Odie. I left too many mistakes, and he was definitely the one that deserved that win. So overall, very happy with third. Of course, wish that we got first. That's what we're here for. But it's just seeding. I think third puts us in a decent position for tomorrow. Haven't looked very much into it, but regardless, third is a good score. We did win some battles, which is very nice. So yeah, looking forward for tomorrow. It's going to be a good day. So let's on to the next. Had a good sleep. Did everything like we should. Went back home after yesterday. Had a good dinner. Car is very happy. I'm very happy. Team is very happy. You're happy, right?
Yeah. Ready to have some fun today.
We're going to use the bad situation to our advantage, which I think we did yesterday. We won some battles, and we got extra seat time on the track. So, yeah, we should have a little bit more than the majority of the rest here. So, happy with that. Secured some extra points as well. And today's a new day. Nothing changed from yesterday. Same car, same track. So now just ready to go out there and step it up.
Olsen just progressing, just where he's at, the car setup, everything. I just feel like he's just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think just him as a driver, coming from Norway just a few moons ago, and the way the Supra setup is definitely, it is a competitor. Here we go, Ryan Tuerck talking about his setup and what he needs to do. And look at both these cars, very settled. It's all Toyota battle. Ryan Tuerck, that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, now coming into the into the third. Simon comes up way short on the third outside zone. Giving him all the praise like you do. And now in that last outside zone, there goes Ryan. He said he loves his track. Obviously, the track loves him. Right now, it's all Norway versus America. Toyota versus Toyota. The Mark V Supra of Simon Olsen out front. Settled. Look at that. That lip almost dragging, pulling that right wheel off the ground. Into the power alley. Great proximity for Ryan Tuerck. Looks like he comes up a bit short. Little failure to launch on the transition from Ryan Tuerck. Not as dramatic as we saw from Simon Olsen. The placement of Olsen right now, really well done. He parked the Supra, went to Odie's camp, and now here it is, a one more time across the board. Yeah, it's unanimous going against Simon Olsen. The one more time battle. This Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, the hot hatchback. This thing has no room for error. That back bumper is a sliver, so he's going to try to stick it to the wall and keep on keeping on. Here goes Ryan Tuerck, already taking him to Gappleby's here on that first initiation. Simon Olsen inching his way closer and closer, kind of like a mirror, like a cat just lurking in the shadows. Simon shuts it down, very shallow from 2 to 3, past an inside clip. Ryan Tuerck, massive advantage here over the Norwegian driver.
Tuerck can't be too far back. These two drivers now initiate out to that wall.
All right, here we go. So thank you so much, Simon Olsen, Ryan Tuerck, and Simon Olsen initiates good angle there from Simon. Now Ryan Tuerck dropping in formation, and Ryan puts the car in the right place. Again, he needs to do just enough because Simon did have that large mistake, and it looks like one more outside zone, and it's going to be Ryan Tuerck's victory unofficially.
Very tough one. Yeah, lost to Ryan again in top 32, which definitely sucks. This one is a little bit better to swallow because it was me, and compared to last time, I agreed this time that I definitely didn't deserve to win. We got that one more time after the first battle, but the exact same mistakes I did in the first battle, I did in the one more time as well, which is so frustrating. But with the extra time we got in seating yesterday and extra warm-up today, I just felt that this was going to be a better day than a top 32 result. So sucks. Yeah, it's drifting. It is for sure. We will probably have seating one more time in Utah. Utah was my absolute favorite track of all tracks I've ever driven in my entire life. So I just hope they make a good layout for this season. Yeah, to Chris for helping with the setup has been tremendous. The car has never been better. And we've got so many positive feedbacks from people on how good the car is. Like, even our competitors are like impressed with what we have. So super stoked that this box is finally so good and fun to drive. So even though, yes, the result sucks, but we've had much fun. We've had just small minor details to fix in our leads. Also the chase, the bank, almost every single lap has been perfect. We've got a lot of data on the car, which gonna help us for whatever next. So yeah, it's just chin up, move forward. It's going to be tough, but we'll make it to the top eventually.